She smiled like the fortune was already hers. But what she didn't know was that I had been waiting for this moment all along. I can still see her face, that smug, rehearsed grin, manicured nails tapping the polished oak table, every click like she was already counting the money. She didn't even glance at me when the lawyer opened the will. She didn't need to. In her mind, victory was already guaranteed. 5 months earlier, when Dad married Vanessa, I wanted to believe she loved him. She was young, radiant, knew how to laugh at his jokes. He was brilliant but broken after Mom's death. I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd heal him. She called me kiddo, gave me a watch for graduation, cooked lasagna on Sundays, though she hated cooking. I let her in. I shouldn't have. Then it began. Small things she'd forget to tell me about family dinners, change the locks when I was at work. Dad started repeating her words, little jabs about how I was still figuring my life out. And then came the night I heard her. She didn't whisper. She didn't have to. Once he's gone, it's all mine. The kid won't get a cent. That's the plan. I froze in the hallway, fingers digging into the wall. She ended the call, looked straight at me, lips curling. Don't look so shocked, kiddo. This is how the world works. I didn't yell. I didn't fight. I smiled. And that's when the planning began. Vanessa thought Dad's will was carved in stone. She didn't know he trusted me more than he ever trusted her. She didn't know I'd already been helping him restructure everything, months before his health collapsed. When the doctor said terminal, Dad sat me down. You'll be fine. She's not as clever as she thinks. He handed me Robert's card, his attorney and friend of 30 years. Together we rewrote the will, not to disinherit Vanessa entirely. Dad wasn't cruel, but to ensure she'd never touch what mattered without my consent. The key was a clause, buried deep in the text, harmless on the surface, deadly when triggered. When Dad died, she didn't shed a tear. She wore black, but her smile gleamed through the whole funeral. By the third day, she was already with a broker, plotting sales of properties she thought she owned. In the kitchen, she cornered me. Don't bother showing up for the will reading. You're not in it. I looked her dead in the eye. I'll be there. She laughed, sharp and cruel, like I'd told the funniest joke in the world. The will reading. The room smelled of leather and old paper. Robert sat at the head of the table, glasses low. Vanessa, draped in black silk, acted like a queen awaiting her crown. The first pages, predictable, charities, loyal staff. Then Robert said my name. Her smile twitched. To my son, I leave full controlling interest in the Winston Holdings Trust, including all assets and accounts, except the residence at 4 Park Lane and a stipend of $100,000 a year, which I leave to my wife Vanessa. Her head snapped. That's it? Robert's mouth curved. Per Clause 14, any sale, lease, or transfer of trust assets requires the sole consent of your stepson. Without his written approval, nothing moves. Her lips parted. Silence. Then she turned to me, eyes like blades. You planned this. I leaned back, calm as stone. No, Vanessa, Dad did. I just made sure it was airtight. She tried to act unbothered, but I watched her unravel. The credit cards declined because the accounts were in the trust. The brokers stopped calling because she had nothing to sell. I let her stay in the house, let her feel safe, until she tried to rent out the guest wing for cash. That's when I used the clause. I sold the house, legally, without her. She got her $100,000 a year, enough to breathe, never enough to live the life she thought she'd stolen. The last time I saw her, she stood outside the Park Lane gates, suitcase at her feet. She didn't look at me as I passed. I paused, just long enough. Guess you were wrong, kiddo, I said. Her jaw locked. I kept walking. Revenge isn't rage, it's patience. It's knowing when to strike and when to wait until the ground beneath your enemy crumbles. Dad always said, a sharp mind cuts deeper than any blade.